Yes.
We are going to be discussing entrepreneurship development and unemployment in Nigeria. Unemployment have history in this country. We have youth without job.
Unemployment is a big challenge, posing threat to our growth and development. Challenge is not peculiar to Nigeria alone. Countries that develop like America, Canada, they also have those challenges. The difference with them, that of ours, is that the percentage ratio of their unemployment rate lower than ours. You know, so to curb such, the government needs to do very, very much to reduce the rate of unemployment.
Okay, Mr. Bola, do you agree that unemployment is actually a problem? It's not only a Nigerian problem; it's a problem of the world.
The the thing is, like he has said, unemployment has been the pandemic before coronavirus. That is just the truth. It has been a pandemic before coronavirus. So it's everywhere. The only exceptions are just the Scandinavian countries. So the Scandinavians are the ones that are out of the problem of unemployment because of the wealth. And I believe that Nigeria is a Scandinavian in disguise because there is abundance of richness in our soil, but it's untapped.
Untapped.
It's untapped. So that's why we kept discussing unemployment and entrepreneurship development in our country, Nigeria.
Okay, I actually did some research and want to from the military era to the civilian. Now, between 1991 and 1999, between around was it 92, 94, the civilian came in before they took over the government from them. That was when
It's partial.
it's partial. That was
Well,
when the 93
the head of state was still wearing a
it
military
was
uniform.
yes, but we have governors,
Under him.
democratically elected governors. But between 1991 and 1999, the unemployment rate was 3.73%, while the unemployed youths between 15 and 24 years was 9.46%. Then the youths that were engaged between 1991 and 1999 was 31.27%.
Wow.
Now, between 2000 and 2007, and that should be the Obasanjo era. That's the democratic era. The unemployment came to 3.28%. The unemployment rate. The youths between 15 and 24, unemployment came to 19.41, while those that were engaged was 30.49%. Now, between 2008 and 2015, that should be Yaradua Jonathan time, the unemployment rate moved up again from 3.28 to 3.88. The youth unemployed between the age of 15 and 24 was 9.4%, and those that were engaged reduced to 28.57. Now, this era between 2016 and 2019, as in the last 4 years, now the unemployment rate moved from 3.8% to 7.94%. To 7.94%. And the youth unemployed between 15 and 24 moved to 13.59% from 9.14%. What do you think makes a difference in this era?
Is it my question?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say during the military regime of General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida up to that of General Sani Abacha,
Abacha.
I can say the unemployment was high at the ratio you gave,
Yeah, it was
3
high.
point,
It was 3.7.
3.7%, right?
Yeah,
3.73%.
7%. Yeah.
And the youths that were unemployed was 9.46%,
Yeah.
and the one that are working is
Three-
at 1 point.
Yeah.
And when you check the Obasanjo era, I think they were, I cannot really say they are fortunate, because when they came on board, even the benchmark for the crude oil sale was less than $30 per barrel.
Okay.
Are you getting me? And I think they were lucky, because while coming into governance or government, they already knew, or they know what they wanted to do, so they hit the ground running. Having expatriates coming to work with them as technocrats. We have the present governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai.
El-Rufai.
We have Mama Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala.
Ogunwuela.
We have few of them that came on board, Charles Soludo and the rest of them. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So all of these people came and they brought experience, and they brought that technocratic knowledge into the economy. So that made the unemployment rate to be reduced. And if you check also, there was this bank recapitalization
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
25 billion.
Yeah.
The banks
Yeah.
were having lesser deposits in a Nigerian bank before, and which culminates into most of the banks margin. And you can check then, even you see Standard Trust Bank was able to acquire UBA,
UBA.
and all of these. Those were strong points. And so all of those things made people that were, I used to say something. For every graduate that I knew before 1999 democracy dispensation, there were that were seeking for job opportunity, they all got job between 1990 and 2009. And everybody that graduated from university, I can tell you that at least 60% of them got job, because the market was open, economy was open. Because of the bank recapitalization, a lot of people were employed in the bank. And check the telecommunication also. It brought about the GSM
Exactly.
network, whatever. We have the Globe, MTN came, Airtel Nigeria came, and so there were a lot of people were being employed. So all of those will make
the market
open, and it will reduce unemployment. Even President Olusegun Obasanjo still went that I even created other agency like ICPC, EFCC, even NSDC, Nigeria Civil Defense Commission, and all of these were it created avenue for people to be massively employed. Even the Road Safety Commission. The Road Safety Corps was brought in during this era of President Olusegun Obasanjo. And check most of the things that happened during that era. Are you getting? So all of those things made the unemployment rate to be reduced. And good for them also. 2 years to 3 years into the administration, the oil market also increased, and OPEC even increased our barrel per day from 1.2 to 1.5 to 2 million barrels per day. And all of these made it possible for us to witness a boom economy during that dispensation.
I think Mr. Bolaji, now from his explanation now, the market opened up and given for employment. Now, and government was able to create job in one way or the other. Now, what exactly in this job creation, what job between after Obasanjo's regime, we have Jonathan and Baradua, and we have President Muhammadu Buhari now. What actually went wrong? Was the market closed, or there were no opportunity, or they were not lucky, or what?
The thing is, the more there is opportunity, the more stiffened the economy becomes. Now, because the opportunity that abounds, the ones that are available grabs it up. Now, this stiffens the economy the more, which means that the economy needs to still be widened. The gap the government created was too narrow.
It was narrow.
Was narrow. Needs to be broadened. SMEs needs to be empowered. So now you cannot be creating multinationals, like he was mentioning the banks, the telecoms and co, leaving the small scale, small and medium scale enterprise
Out of
unattended
it.
to. Now, the moment you leave them unattended to, then there will be problem. So the SMEs, they are actually the ones that multiplies, they are the nutrients
Yes, they are the bedrock.
of the economy. They are the nutrients of the
I call
GDP.
them bedrock.
So because that's where money comes from.
Okay, now from let me bring in the special public works program that is coming up from the Ministry of Labor recently, the 774,000 jobs that they want to create. Are they actually jobs?
For me, I think I heard the money they brought out was 54 billion naira. I do not think if I'm correct, but I think I'm certain that I heard and I read 54 billion naira. What I'm thinking is that the people in charge of that policy to give out those jobs, for me, I think it's a waste of time and resources. You don't create wealth this way. You want to
I think they say it's for 3
just
months.
for 3 months, and it's 20,000 naira. I think you should have just said you want to dash people money.
Or it's a contract of Ministry of
Or
Labor.
contract just want to give people money. Because I do not see why you are doing this. You say you are creating job. No, that is not a job. 3 months is not a job. You just want to give people 20,000 naira for 3 months. Each person 60,000 for those that will benefit. Now, is it not better that 54 billion naira, as Mr. Joshua has said, if government will be able to identify some little, small and medium scale enterprises and empower them 5 million, 2 million, 10 million. It will go a long way creating wealth, and this will grow the economy. Some of them might even employ, some person might be doing maybe himself and his wife later when he's with this kind of money I'm talking about. If it's being monitored, if they will not use to go and buy car or you to do other things aside from the purpose, they can still employ 3 or 4 people, and that will add to the value chain.
My concern about this is the job thing that was attached to this.
It is a Nigeria thing. They just politicize it.
So it's going to be like a credit to this administration that they created.
They will add it to their credit, but the people in the
So
world will see
now
us as being unserious.
If it's actually job creation, is there any job created for 3 months and 60,000, 20,000 that is even below the minimum wage will be given to them, and a job that has just a 3 months expiration, is it actually job? And at the end of the day, it's going to be like a credit. This administration created 774,000 new jobs. What do you think about that?
They are taking us for a ride.
They are going back to their same table. The same thing they did with their Empower program, where you said you took millions of Nigerians away from the streets, you kept them in schools, you kept them on farms and so many things and so many places, giving them 30,000 naira. I was still saying, okay, at least you have engaged them in a resourceful manner. Anyone that has an enterprising brain can manufacture something with 30,000 naira that is consistent for 10 months. That is if and only if he will not eat from the money, he will not transport from the money, and there will not be clothing in that money.
Shelter
so,
also.
and the other thing is, you said you want to create job 774,000 across local governments.
1,000
I would always say the government don't need going this far. 54 billion a mark is enough to raise SMEs in 6 geopolitical zones.
Yes.
Give them one SME in each of the geopolitical zones we have, the 6 of them. Now, let these SMEs be empowered fully. Let it be equipped. If in the Niger Delta, they are very good in craft making, give them their craft industry. In the southwestern part, they love agriculture. Make agricultural equipment available.
Maybe fish farming
and say, yes, let this money be channeled to the right thing, not just giving it to some people and say, do you expect a graduate now who just had his NYSC, passed out of the NYSC, and I know they are confident ones who really knows what to do. And you will expect them to go and meet some people that you say you will be giving them 20,000 naira.
Now,
The boy that was being paid 31,000 as an allowance while he was serving, now he
now
wants to
getting
come back
check
and be
of
collecting
20,000.
20,000 naira.
That is not growth.
It is ridiculous.
It's retrogressive.
I even read that the state government will determine what they are going, the kind of job they are going to do.
Then they will politicize it. They will do it APC.
Or
If
do you
they-
know the
if you are
exact
in
job that they will
PDP,
be given, that they are going to, I know that
I think I did some few investigation and I found out that they've started that program. They've been coming to people's homes, asking them if you are a graduate, what have you done, and they know that with the level of that 20,000, I do not think they are looking for a graduate.
Yeah.
They are looking for the poor of the poor, just the way they did that. The woman in the humanitarian ministry did the poor of the poor stuff they did at the last COVID time in March or April. They are not really looking for graduates. They are looking for people that are not unskilled. In fact, basically, it is for unskilled labor. This is what it's meant for. So at the end of the day, they'll give them happiness for 3 months, and after 3 months, they'll dash their own. I do not think this is right. It is retrogressive.
Now, let's just leave that for now and let's go to entrepreneurship. What's the now discover that major industries and companies left this nation, they have gone to neighboring countries, and discover that someone like say Michelin, Dunlop, and Co. Because of what's major problem challenge, and when some of these factories they left this nation, left some people jobless. Now, what's the major problem of what's the major problem? What made them to leave the nation? What do you, in your own opinion?
The thing that made them leave this nation is the forefront of the factors of production, which is power. Power is the forefront of the factors of production. Market is available, but when there is no power to produce, then there is nothing you are giving to the market. There is a teeming populace that needs the products, but there is no power to supply it. Now, from power, their production cost increases because of power. Because the oil price is increasing daily, even in the international markets. So you won't say that they should not increase their own production too. Now they want to increase because the demand is high. Because there is a lot. Nigeria is blessed with rich resources, human resources, but it is not the power that is not supporting it is reducing the capacity of production. And these companies need a place where there is steady power that will reduce production costs. So in reduction in production cost, that will give them better profits. Because to every business owner, the end of it all is maximizing profits.
I think this power problem is because I remember the present minister of Works, Fashola, he said any serious government should fix power problem in 6 months. And I think he has been in that corridor for some time now.
6 years.
I hope problem about with power.
Well, I think when he was outside, the way you are outside like this, you cannot say he was practically outside. He was a governor of a big state like Lagos State.
Yeah.
And then he said that any serious government that cannot fix power in 6 months is very unserious.
Yeah.
Now, thank God, President Muhammadu Buhari, having believed in him for his wonderful jobs he had done in Lagos State, gave him 3 powerful ministries: the power, works, and housing. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Thinking he'll be able to bring his expertise from Lagos down to Abuja to the federation. But unfortunately, he got there on power. I can say he did not achieve anything. I didn't want to say he failed woefully. He could not achieve anything. And you are asking that, what do I think is the problem? For Fashola, that is so experienced in administrative, as governance, administration, and all of the intrigues there, could get there and not perform. I do not think, right on this is, I have a proper answer to our giving that maybe I know what the problem is. But if I want to sound like normal Nigerian, I would say nothing but corruption is the problem of the power sector. Corruption is the problem of the power sector. Because some people are benefiting from the importation of generators, plants, and all of those things. And they do not want the government to. So that side is a business for some people.
Does that mean those people are actually sabotaging the efforts of the government?
I
to make
think
things?
some of the people in government are part of the big importer of all of this. They are the ones sabotaging, and they are using it to do padi.
So
Okay.
it is not only the people that are importing generator that is the problem here. Do not forget that all the petroleum products we use in this country today is being imported. Nothing is coming out from our downstream sector. We are only exporting upstream. That's what we have. We don't have anything. We only import these petroleum products from the DPK, whatever they call the AP, PMS. Everything is being imported. So the people, you can see that the only industry that is growing fast in this nation today is
oil and gas.
Yes, the petroleum companies everywhere. At least on a street now. There was a time I went to one area in this Lagos state. On a street, I have like 4 filling stations just on a street, about less than 10 meters away.
Majority of people
So,
go with jerry can to buy.
Filling stations are growing the way churches are growing.
To fill their generator.
You know what? Some of these companies that left the country is actually churches that bought their building.
Yes, we go to Isolo, there are so much there.
You
We
know,
go to find so many of them.
even
in
at
Akere
Ikeja,
Road. It's happening. When you see such a thing, and you as a Christian, you now, I don't have to.
will you say the gospel should not move forward, or what? Or what?
But it's disheartening seeing that glory of a state. Some of those are the few things that make a nation. Industrialization, and you are seeing some of this industry going down. If you go to Kano, in Bompai, Sharada, like I am a Kano boy. I live in industrial area in Bompai, in Kano, and I know so many big in that area. You see big industry like Gaskia Textile, one of the biggest industry in the whole of West Africa. I saw it to its growth, and I saw it till it diminished, and it never came up again. There was Universal Textile, there is Olbon. All of these people, all of these companies, they are not really functioning again. Some of them have invest from making clothing textiles into making plastics tank, whatever, It's not good for the country, all because of this power. This power is a major problem, and the people that are there are not serious to fix the problem. They are not serious to fix the problem. I tell you before, Fashola was outside, he was saying this, he got there, he could not fix it. So this thing I'm saying, I do not know. Maybe we are correct. Because people that are there, all of them, they have been failing.
Until you get
there,
you don't know what is actually happening.
I will not
there.
know. Maybe I will not say
So,
it's not a rocket science.
but
The more you look, the less you see. That is the situation of Nigeria. And they have made it to look like it's a rocket science. But for me, I still believe it's not a rocket science.
Oh, okay. Before we'll go on break very soon. But before we go on break, after the break, we're going to discuss entrepreneurship proper, because for example, I believe that what job will government create is a job of 35 years. I think it's 35 years in service.
Yes.
It's a 35 years. After 35 years is retirement. Yes. And when you retire, you can't say your children should continue from where you stop. It's not possible. So even if you are going to leave the job creation to government alone, it's going to be a job that has tenure. Yeah. Even if you are going to politics to become the president of a nation, you are going to for 4 years, or at max it has tenure. So if government is to create job, it's going to be a tenure thing. It's either for 8 years or 35 years as a civil servant, which you will retire, and possibly law of diminishing return will still catch up with you, still go back to where you're coming from. But so entrepreneurship still remain the main. So we'll come after the break. We'll discuss entrepreneurship. We're going on break now. Thank you.
GSG Impact, we build the nation's pride. It's discussion time. Let's discuss critical national and international issues that affect every aspect of human, social, and spiritual development, spiritual, governance, economy, and belief. Powered by GSG Impact. will build the nation's pride. GSG Impact will build the nation's pride. It's discussion time. Let's discuss critical national and international issues that affect every aspect of human, social, and spiritual development, spiritual, governance, economy, and belief, powered by GSG Impact will build the nation's pride. GSG Impact will build the nation's pride. It's discussion time. Let's discuss critical national and international issues that affect every aspect of human, social, and spiritual development, spiritual, governance, economy, and belief, powered by GSG Impact will build the nation's pride. GSG Impact will build the
You're welcome. In case you're just joining us, you're welcome to Let's Discuss It, a social interactive program that addresses critical issues that affect every aspect of human, social, and spiritual development. This evening, we are discussing entrepreneurship development and unemployment in Nigeria. And once again, I have with me Mr. Sheon Oduwole and Mr. Bolaji Joshua. Before we went on break, I said we are going to discuss entrepreneurship proper because the job we are leaving job creations to the government is going to be a tenure job. I call it a tenure job. It's a job for either for politics 4 years, 8 years, or you're going to civil service 35 years max. So you are coming back to entrepreneur. And the question I want to ask you, Mr. Bolaji, now it seems entrepreneurship awareness and sensitization is not much in Nigeria because I remember those days we were growing. Our parents would tell us that go to school, get good grades, so I can get good jobs. So we have orientation about a white collar job. What do you think about the sensitization of entrepreneurship in Nigeria?
Yes, an average Nigerian, while growing up or while schooling in this nation, they made you understand that you can only become something when you get a job, with your certificates, not outside of your certificate. That is the way we are wired. Now, many of us think in the direction of, let me just go to school, get this grade, then I will sit somewhere, then the people will get. It is not our fault. Because as at the time Nigeria got independence, it was that rosy. An average graduate gets a job immediately with a car and a well-furnished apartment. So it is just like that. So people were believing that, it is still the same trend. But no. When the oil industry came up, that's as at 1954 that it was discovered until it became what Nigeria began to tap from in 1964, then things begin to change. The privatization of the oil industry, that's the NNPC, also diverts attention of people away from that because as at the buying of it, you know now that I can buy any industry in Nigeria today. If tomorrow I have the required amount, I will just tell the government, sell power to me, the entire power. Sell everything. That's the one thing I kept telling Dangote. Dangote doesn't know what to buy in this country. Just buy the entire power sector. Just tell them, don't worry, I will give Nigeria power.
I think Otedola is going into power now.
So I will give you power. Don't worry, just sell it to me, but give it to me in totality. Don't sell partial parts. So at the moment you can get it, I tell you, it will make billions from it. Because the transmission and generation of power in this and distribution of power in this country is a problem. Transmission does not have any material. Generation have more than enough to give to any industry that needs it. And that's what, and that's what entrepreneurs are looking for. But generation is generating massively. Transmission has nothing to retain power.
Does that affect our orientation on entrepreneurship?
Yes, and that's the major problem we have. People think, okay, if I start a business today and there is no power, I will have problem.
So instead of facing the risk of starting a business,
I'll look for a job.
What do you think about that, Mr. Shem?
I think in totality, I will differ with what Mr. Joshua.
Okay.
Let us first check the definition of entrepreneurship. I would rather put it as a way of concept now best for it to make.
Okay.
I get it.
Yeah.
In another way, you can put it this way and say entrepreneurship is simply you starting your own business, other from receiving salary from a boss.
No matter how small.
No matter how small it is, and you are doing what you are doing. Now, and then you ask the question. You said, "How is entrepreneurship or what are
The sensitization? We
Yeah,
don't. We believe more in getting job than.
I would say the way our educational system started affected us. Not until now. I can tell you that the moment I left secondary school, I noticed that this aluminum casing job was coming up then. I wanted to learn this. But then I'm a teacher, I wanted to go to university. But I was shy. Because I felt people would see that I didn't go to school. Learning
It's not for people like you.
It's not for people like me. And that affected. I went there 2 times even without telling my parents. The guy asked me to come. But fortunately for me, my admission came out and I went to university. Now, I tell you, got into Yola where I schooled. A year after, the school was still the buildings were not so rampant around the school areas. A lot of students were still staying in the hostel, and some people were staying off campus anyway. But the facilities and the type of business were not very touched. Okay. But the second year, big investors are coming. They had been inside that business of building hostels, and they begin to use these
Aluminum,
whatever, screening. And I remember,
could have been an opportunity for you.
I said, I didn't have learned this thing. Some of these guys will probably give me this job, and I'll be doing it. But I was cool also.
And you make money.
Since that period, I've seen that this is a challenge. My head has opened. And from the moment I left university that I began to work, my mind has been into entrepreneurship. I've targeted it for myself. I'm going to work for a number of years. I'm going to resign. No matter what, I'm going to leave job. I'll be on the street, starting my own kind of business. Are you getting it?
I think
the way our education system has the way it was started that put us in this problem.
But recently, I think entrepreneurship is part of the curriculum.
Of course,
yes.
even while we were in school,
yes. But
I remember my final year, there is a course entrepreneurship, whatever.
But how many graduates have the mindset of an entrepreneur? They want to. How many graduates want to face the risk of venturing or starting something? You know, everybody's just positioned as after NYC. Let me look for a job. You know, but you discover that some people that have started selling small things on campus while they were still students. You know, when they after NYC, even on NYC camp, they still continue. When they finish their NYC, they still do business.
Yeah.
But majority of people don't do anything.
I think I'll let Mr. Joshua.
Okay, what's actually the, because you just see some graduates, some students in the final year 400 level, they don't even know what next
to do
because of their orientation is look for job, and the job is not there. Even if there's going to be a job, it's not a job, that is a tenure job. Yes. So what do you think is
the challenge has been before now? It has been, like I do say, the get rich quick syndrome factor 1. So many people believe that a job will make them to get comfortable and get rich quick.
They don't believe in delayed gratification.
Yes, nobody believes it. That's why it is prevalent now for people for youth to be engaged in internet fraud activities, and it is because of get rich quick syndrome. Somebody, you don't know what that person is doing. You don't know the kind of support he or she has. You want to live the kind of life he or she is living. Then that's where the problem sets in. Many cannot wait. Waiting for businesses in Nigeria takes a lot of time. Yes, your market will come. It will open. But as at the time you are starting, sir, it is always very difficult.
And that's what they actually is scaring them. Nobody wants to face the challenge.
That is the place where I still continue to blame the government. That these people, if you see someone that is developing, you want him to sell, you want him to do business, you want him to be okay, give that person an enabling environment. Give him the security factor he or she needs to support the business, not depriving him of even the chances he's supposed to use.
Now, if I'm to take you up from that, that means it's even better for government to create enabling environments for SMEs and the business to
If
thrive
you
than
check,
to,
if you
That
check,
to create jobs.
than to create jobs.
Yes.
yes. If you check United States of America, if you check advanced country better. Let me put it that way. Their government creates enabling environment. That is why people that are doing this tech up and business, like that Gokada guy,
Yeah.
Surinda, all these guys in Google and all of these Indian guys that came to the US, they came to make it there. Why? The Indian government spent a lot of money in NIT. Again, but that type of environment for them to whatever they had learned in university, whatever they have in their head from the technology world,
Yeah.
they could not even bring out from their own country. They have to come to America
Because they have the
because
enabling
the environment
environment.
is there, the resources are there, and before you know it, boom, they begin to eat and money was coming. And these guys are doing well. Go to Google, go to these Indian guys. But they never made all of those things in their own country, even though their own country invested in information technology.
Yeah.
But the enabling environment is not there.
So because not having the enabling environment is part of what is creating
Yes,
unemployment.
You may. I will not put it. I will not say easily. You are going to make it, but it will take a longer time. A person, a Nigeria that's in the US or Canada doing business, and one in Nigeria without giving anybody money, without any financial resources, I tell you, those one in Canada, in America, will quickly get it done than the one in Nigeria.
because of this,
Because of societal view
their
also.
system.
Because even when you are trying and you are not making it, your people, they are laughing you. Your brother say, "Oh, yes, serious, you are not serious. Better go and get a job."
Even there's pressure from home. Go and
all
get
of
job.
those things. And you
They're
know,
not bringing anything.
entrepreneurship is if you don't have grit, you cannot do entrepreneurship. Because it's full of dead end. Plenty disappointment.
Yeah.
It is in entrepreneurship that this Yoruba days you come to play when they say Baba Renila or Lakinya. Are you getting me? That if you don't have a backbone, you cannot easily make it. It is in entrepreneurship that this Yoruba days also come and say, if you don't have a backbone yet, you are going to seem indolent. It's simple. So in this type of our own society, I can tell you in entrepreneurship, money is not the major factor.
Money is not the
you need people, encouragement, people to give you good words, and you need money.
Can I say we are a bit far from getting this right in this nation because
I will not say very far.
Not very far, but we are far because entrepreneurship is not being promoted. We don't have the good
even the people
environment.
that are in the government. Someone that has not done business before, they would go for politics. They came out away from private sector. Maybe they are earning salary, or they came from public sector, working in government agency. They earning salary. They come, you make them minister of so, minister of so. They just bring out policy out of their own volition. They don't even know how these people are making the money. How hard are they to make 2,000 naira? But they slam you with 6% duty stamp. They slam you 10% tax. They slam as if it's easy. But to them it's easy because
they collected salary also their life.
No. They don't know where the shoes are pinching. Because peradventure of them, they got the money through one way or the other. I cannot say on air. You are getting it. So they don't really know how people suffer to make money. But if you are a government person that has been doing business as a side hustle,
you know what
where you want to tell your boss, or where your boss are trying to, you can tell, no, God, no, this cannot work. This is what it should be. This is what it should be.
On a lighter mood, just this week, because this week, when the old world was waiting for a serious answers to questions in the National Assembly committee with the Minister of Labor, they started talking about the motion.
Mr. Joshua is
you told me that I should not go to VGC so that
VGC,
and I don't want to faint. I don't want to faint when I start on any scrutiny. So I want to change from VGC. Now
move to Banana.
And that is the state of the leadership in this nation. what do you think is the solution? Because the generation behind, even us now, what we are facing, what my parents face, I don't want to face it, and I don't want my children to face what I face.
Yes.
And all these things have to be intentional. Can you see any green lights in what the government of the day or they are doing now to make sure there's a good environment for entrepreneurship, and that will help? Because with what we have seen now, it's better for government. I'm sure one or two of they are watching us right now. It's better for government to create enabling environment for businesses to thrive than to create 774,000 jobs to pay them 20,000 naira for 3 months only. 3 months only, as if 60,000 naira is enough to spend in a week for people that has so what do you think?
Sir, the thing is this: even the people you are going to give this 20,000 to, I tell you, all this money will end up in a betting shop.
Betting shop.
I am very sure of it. All this money, many of it will end up in a betting
Some
shop.
people call that betting shop the saving grace.
Because that's the business that is thriving. That's the entrepreneurship development that is thriving now. The only place where people think they make quick money now as an entrepreneur is even if they ride their bike, they ride their napep, they ride their vehicles. At the end of the day, making that money will end in the betting shop by 6 p.m. Go there, you will see.
Let me make you laugh.
Their customers.
I went somewhere sometimes ago and to see a friend of mine. I was traveling and I passed through the town, and that friend of mine is a banker. He works in the bank. And I got to the bank, I called him, where he says coming. When he came, he said he actually left his office in the bank to go to Bet Niger to go and play. I said, as a banker, you have to.
You must be a Man U and Chelsea fan. Arsenal fans don't do
That's the
those
saving, because in the sudden,
I'm surprised that even with you have to go. What kind of orientation we have?
I don't know because in it all, even in this Lagos state, the kind of things they will be slamming on you if you open a small shop and you have a little advert in front of it. Advert company of Lagos will come.
You pay through your nose.
They will tell you have to
from
pay.
The money that is not
Environmental,
environment for.
yes,
They don't even know if you have
environmental.
not made sales for 2 weeks.
Environmental ministry will come. Environmental ministry that has never attended to anything in your shop while you were doing it will come and you have to pay for this. You have to pay for that. You have to pay. All of these
No human
are
face at all.
the things that are killing entrepreneurs in this country.
Now,
But sir, like you said, I believe that to every tunnel there is going to be light at the end.
All right. After the break, we'll come back after the break to discuss more about it. Now, I want to ask, because we are running off now. We are in this situation now. You are not in government. I'm not in government. You are not in government, and even if we have people in government, there's little we can do to. Now, how do we start this orientation? How do we even right from our own community, our own environment, to make people? I understand the fact that the challenge on ground is scaring people away from this entrepreneurship, but it's still the future.
Of course,
It's still what will solve this problem of unemployment. Many people are sitting at home, they have started one thing or the other. I heard recently that somebody was selling locust bean, uru, and she's actually making it. So how do we start this?
We cannot do anything other than to begin to sensitize the younger ones among us that all that is gold is not glitter. Are you getting me? They will begin to tell them, look into entrepreneurship. You can go into tailoring, Google Bose, Vincent Lauren, Karen, LY, Versace, all these guys, private, they might never go to normal walls of university. But before Versace died, we know how much he worth. Before Vincent Lauren died, we know how much he worth. You can do all of these things. I think we have good designers in Nigeria. I think I remember Casey Jabari, Akamuni. I remember Oshodi, Frank Oshodi, that sold the clothes of Abani Derego when he won the Miss World. You can go into fashion. You mustn't wait till you can rebrand your own. You can rebrand it. You can tell them you can go to this Wellsbury. You can do a lot of things. You know, we
But,
just need to begin to tell people that open your eyes, look for another thing. You can make it there.
you know,
Government cannot do everything.
just like you said that you were about going to learn aluminium something, but you were shy. It's not for people like me. Don't you think we still have that kind of mentality these days?
As a matter of fact, there is still that mentality, but it has come to the barest
Yeah,
minimum.
it's not like before.
Not like before. Yes, everybody want to do now. Everybody
Skill
want to
work
do
is
their
that
own
Want
thing.
to survive.
Skill
They
is
just
the
want to
main thing.
survive. Let me get something doing. That's the notion of everybody. Now, the thing I want to employ the government for is please give us enabling environment. Let the youth be able to thrive. Give us now. You said they said they stopped importation of food. I said yes, it is good, but it is not imported. It is not stopping the importation that matters, but price control. Tell them you can bring it in, but you can't sell it more than 4,000.
Yes.
You will see who will go and bring it. Nobody wants to bring it.
Yeah.
Because the government said I can't sell it more than 4,000 naira.
And the duty is still there.
The duty is there that I have to pay.
Pay.
The duty is more than 4,000. This is more than this. Then how do I bring it in?
So it's better to.
It's better to just
They'll go into farming.
yes.
People
You
going
you
to
see
farming.
people deploying this knowledge into farming instead of going to bring it. Let me go and farm
The
it.
fear of herdsmen now is affecting farmers.
Oh, that's another thing for another day, sir.
That's another challenge.
It's a challenge anyway. It's a challenge, but I would commend President Muhammadu Buhari. I think this government has really done well in agriculture. They've been giving a lot of loans to farmers, and I think the last one they gave was about 613 billion to farmers. And if they could use it judiciously, and if that money actually went to the farmers, so if some
Exactly.
people do not connect,
paper money.
I think next year and upper year things will improve in our agriculture sector. But we cannot overemphasize that insecurity, insurgency is not a challenge. It is a big challenge. It is. It is a big challenge.
Because it's actually affecting that agriculture.
If you check the state of Maiduguri, most people don't know. Maiduguri is one state, that is Borno State. It's one state that has majorly most of our export produce, from sesame seed, dried hibiscus flower, and sorghum. So many agricultural produce, groundnut is in Maiduguri, and the state is so big, so wide. Even that Sambisa forest, I tell you, when you are talking of
It's a farming land.
Arabia gum, Arabic gum is this type of watery sickle stuff that comes at the back of a tree.
Yeah.
You know, they use for beverage, they use for if you buy your Mirinda pet now, you see one of the content of the ingredients, the condiment, you see gum Arabic there. Are you getting me? It is in the Maiduguri. It's in that Sambisa forest.
But fortunately now,
Who will go there now? Who? And nobody wants to remove that money from that lion in Sambisa. But I tell you, most of them are wasting there now. Yes. So these are the kind of disadvantage all of this thing has brought to our economy.
Honestly, it's more than just creating tenor jobs. I will have to call it tenor job.
It is, you are correct.
You have to more than creating tenor job, and even this entrepreneurship, when there is an enabling environment, to create more jobs for people.
Yes.
I remember when the MTN and Co came into the country, just like you said earlier, the market opened up.
Yes.
And people have now, when everybody wants to look for government job and want to sit down and get job somewhere, nobody's going anywhere.
Now let me even add to that. If you remember when the telecom came in, they were printing all the cars, they were importing all the cars.
Yes.
Then people fought, and they begin to allow our own smaller entrepreneurs to do it. They're now learning that skill of printing recharge card, and you see now a lot of people are
going into it and they're making it
from there. Now, instead of bringing all those things from US or Sweden and all of these things, that has created job for people in this country. That is a way of it. That is what we call value chain. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
In that chain of business, some people have added value by doing that recharge card stuff. Okay, look at even this NEPA meter billing.
It has
prepaid.
created job
They
for some
were
people now.
importing it now. They asked them to begin to manufacture them in
Yeah,
Nigeria. These
yeah.
are the kind of thing we are talking about. These are the kind of thing we are talking about, you know. But that is on a larger scale. We are talking mainly
On
on
the
a
small-
small scale business, like agriculture, like fish farming, like poultry. Are you getting me? You mustn't start your poultry with 10 million naira to have a big land. If you have it small like that, then you train people, our agricultural extension officers, if they can harness people, train them, just as we have in NIRSA, CBN NIRSA, Nigeria Risk. I've forgotten the full meaning of NIRSA. They have agricultural extension staff. They arrange people, they train them, they give them farm produce, they give them loans. But you know, to access loan in our country is not easy. The commercial banks are not helping. They have never helped. If you go to BOI, I don't know how to get loan from BOI. I think the people they do give loans to, for me, or my opinion, are people that have already established that needed expansion.
Yes.
But for you that have that idea in your head, it will rust.
All right, Mr. Shem, we'll come back to the loan issue after the break.
It's discussion time. Let's discuss critical national and international issues that affect every aspect of human, social, and spiritual development, spiritual, governance, economy, and belief, starting by GSG Impact. We build the nation's pride. GSG Impact. Build the nation's pride. It's discussion time. Let's discuss critical national and international issues that affect every aspect of human, social, and spiritual development, spiritual, governance, economy, and belief, starting by GSG Impact. We build the nation's pride. GSG Impact. We build the nation's pride.
Welcome to Let's Discuss It, a social interactive program that addresses critical issues that affect every aspect of human, social, and spiritual development. We are discussing today entrepreneurship development and unemployment in Nigeria. You can send your contributions to this platform. Your questions are welcome. We'll make it live and we'll make your opinion known to the people. Now, before we went on break, you mentioned something about loan.
Yes.
Loan. Now, how well can the loan help the SMEs in this country?
It will go a long way. I tell you, a lot of people do not even need 10 million. They don't need 5 million. As little as 500,000, they can start up something. As little as 200,000, they can start up something. So many of our market women begin to do all these. I don't want to call the bank name. They used to collect loan from them.
Okay. The
pay.
microfinance.
The microfinance, one particular bank used to help like that. But they always have BP. At the end of the day, some of them will run away. At the end of the day, their husband will be the one repaying. Because the interest rate and all of it is too much. You cannot clean them. It's very stringent, you know. But if you have given people soft loan, all they need to do is to bring a surety, and you take their BVN number. Any money that enter, it will go. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
You can never open another account. They have a surety. The surety, I'm giving your sister, your brother. You say you know him well. This 250,000, this 100,000, this 1 million to be paid at the end of the year. Not this 1 month, 2 weeks loan. I'm not talking of that type of loan. I'm talking of a loan you collect, whereby from from your turnover over time, you will be able to make the same amount you borrowed as at the time you'll be paying back the loan. So that at the end of the 1 year or 2 years, you can stand on your own. Not a loan that you just give people money to be making money for you.
Do you think is giving
a
loan,
slavery loan?
giving loan without actually help? Because many of these people collect loan, they start businesses, they don't have good knowledge about business. At the end of the day, they run into debt. And we just talked about entrepreneurship, that is not an easy thing.
Yes.
Is it good to start your business with loan?
The truth is, every thriving society lives on loan. That is the truth. If you want your GDP to be high, then you have to give. Look at the Western world. Many of the things they buy, you can't pay cash.
It's on credit.
Your house, your car, even your clothes. You get these things at a price that is reasonable,
Are you sure that is possible? in
and that you
Nigeria?
be paying. That's where I'm going.
It's a mentality now.
That is where I am going.
You know where as
Now,
you say,
there are shops who want to operate it, but where are the banks or the financial institutions to support them?
They are afraid to.
They're afraid to, and that's the problem. That's why we cannot live a good life. Many people want to provide accommodation for people, but you are not giving them the money. You'll be hearing them. We have land at Shimawa, we have house at Shimawa. They can't give these things out for sale because they want to make the money back on time. If our financial institutions have given them security, like the government is giving the financial institutions security, the financial institution is also giving these people security,
they won't do.
then people will be living a good life.
They won't, because
I
they
tell
are-
you,
they
the
are
government do
influenced.
not have to provide accommodation for people. Accommodation stress will not be on the government because some people are already providing it at a reasonable price.
I want to ask a question. Is entrepreneurship project, can't it be a project in NDDC?
And which NEDC?
That's their major project, but they don't do it. They don't even know their focus.
The Niger Delta issue.
Because
it's
instead
not
of
a-
using,
It's called
instead of
Niger Delta
spending-
Development Commission,
Just as
and
he
yet
said,
they don't
I was
commission
telling
anything.
someone, I said, perhaps the people, all of the staff working there, their GM, their MD, all of them from Niger that are working there, they have forgotten the purpose of the establishment
Of that
the agency.
agency.
Now imagine 1.3 billion,
Billion.
200
15
billion.
trillion, close to 90 trillion,
No,
close to 40
that they
billion
spend
dollars,
on palliative, that they spend on themselves.
1.5
For recharge
billion.
card.
They say they spend
1.5
on
billion.
Recharge card,
and the
1.5
minister said,
subscription.
and the minister said, even those staff that were on leave, they got their own.
You have to, you're on leave now, it's palliative now.
it's
not for-
palliative.
it's for
Now,
general.
all these billion, 40 billion that they are not, they can actually use it to develop entrepreneurs in that.
They can, but they chose not to. And when all of them were outside, they were shouting. The moment they get the job, they'll be happy. So that cannot have 10,000, that cannot work 10,000 of his own. You are not being paid 400,000, 500, and you even have other side illegal means of making money in the company, and you are saying 5 million, 10 million. You could be able as a person earning up to 200,000, and you are building a house of 50 million naira. Forgetting the purpose. The purpose is that this water that is bad, clean it,
Yeah.
turn it to a good waterways, create a jetty so that you can have ferries that are plying there. All these are our fish, all these are our fishermen. They will stop using boats. They begin to use fishing trolleys and trawlers. You buy for them sophisticated something, but no, they stop. Schools, you refuse to build. Are you hearing me? Hospitals, you refuse. Dispensary, you don't even give to them. And these are the purpose of such money, and you put it in your pocket.
They lose focus so quickly when they get
They
the
lose focus and
enjoyment.
they are forgetting the purpose of the establishment. I think they need a renewal of their mind. Whereby somebody will come there, they'll come and be lecturing everybody from the GM.
So I want to say it's not a
whosoever.
renewal of their mind. I want to say the agency should be taken over. Like
Like the
I heard
presidency.
some people are suggesting that the presidency should take over the agency. No,
I was about asking
the
who will
agency
take
should be
over the
given back
agency.
to the people.
It is for the people now.
The
How?
agency should be given back to the
Is the-
monarchs.
is
There are monarchs in those communities of
It's
NDDC.
the same thing. They are collecting from those people. That's why they are not fired. Have you seen any of them? They are
Did you see the
condemning.
picture of
Nobody
youth?
has
Did
condemned
you see a
anything.
picture of youth actually protesting that
They're not
They should leave Akpabio. Akpabio is just because of Akpabio.
It's not-
That's
no,
the drama
no.
in our National Assembly.
Akpabio or no Akpabio, the use of that data majorly are not fighting the cause. They are enjoying because they are making money from it. None of the Avengers, none of the militant, none of anybody
Complained about them.
complain that because they are sorting them. Now, what you need is tangible infrastructure. But what they are campaigning for or what they so desire is stomach infrastructure. So that they drive flashy cars, they take beautiful girls around the town, and they gallivant with all the wealth. That is
Okay,
the
Mr.
scenario.
Ashe, because of our time, I have a question to ask because how do we just in 1 minute, just one minute, how do we solve the problem of having leaders without vision, foresight, not being proactive, and they're just involved in politicking. That's what
I
how
will
do we-
just say in a very short way, little by little, we use our voters card. Now we've been identifying them. From all of the dramas we've been seeing, we
We're
can
saying-
identify them. Is our people to stop doing tribal politicking, stop doing religious politicking, begin to vote for people that have the inner mind, the skills, and all what is required to do what? To do the best or to do the needful.
Mr.
Vote them out.
Bolaji.
Bring new people.
I would just say that the best certificate is not the best leader. That's one thing. Being a professor does not say he knows what to do.
Wow.
There are so many people on the street who are not professors, but they know the right thing to be done.
Of course.
So I want to see that some professors are disgracing professors. So professors, you can check their certificates.
Well. I want to
Hope
appreciate.
you are not talking about some gigantic quantum professors.
No,
We have some professors in
you know,
in Bronu that are doing
this
well.
program is still young, so I don't want anybody to faint on this program. So let's. I want to thank you, Mr. Sheil, for
You're-
coming. Mr.
you're
Bola, thank
welcome.
you
Thank you
very
so
much
much,
for
sir.
coming.
Your
And our
pleasure is
viewers
mine.
at home, I want to appreciate you for watching us this evening. And you can still keep your questions and your conversation coming. We'll make it live anytime soon. And we know that this program comes up every Friday by 6 p.m. We address issues, critical issues that affect every aspect of human, social, and spiritual development. You can please follow us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Wale Agboola 24, and follow us on Facebook, Wale Agboola, all social media, Wale Agboola 24, on Periscope, Wale Agboola 24. But before we go, I want you to understand this. We're able to establish today that government can only create tenure job. Entrepreneurship is the way, though it's not easy, but we are trying to push now that government should create an enable environment for businesses to thrive so that we can have a future for ourselves and our children. Because your future is not in the 35 years job or the 4 years political job appointment you get. Your future is in the business that you're able to create. So we'll come your way next time. I remain your host, Wale Agboola. Be responsible and take responsibility of yourself. Achieve success.